So now that we're seeing the Indiana Fever win a couple games against teams above 500, last week they beat the New York Liberty. They also beat the Phoenix Mercury, and there's some positive momentum going on right now. They started the season 1-8. There was a bunch of nonsense being reported about how her teammates don't really like Caitlin Clark. They don't want her around, yada, yada, yada. And that's what happens when you're a future superstar. You're drawing a large audience. There's going to be agendas from the media where they want to say things and divide the team. And when you're losing games, you are more scrutinized, especially when you have this type of basketball player on your team. Whether you like it or not, that's just how it goes. Now, if this was last year without Caitlin Clark, none of this matters. So they could start 1-8 and nobody cares. But because Caitlin Clark is on your basketball team and the fans in college are following her journey, there are expectations, fair or unfair. And just seeing some of the reports coming out now, where there's a video of Aliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark working out. It was a TikTok video that she posted, and Yahoo had decided to make a big deal about it. And that's good because it shows us that, hey, they're working and trying to get better as a team. And that's what I believe every roster wants to do. I don't think nobody likes to lose. But again, when you have this type of star on your team, you're going to get scrutinized with every move you make. It's unfortunate. It shouldn't be that way, especially for the role players that are new to this, or Aliyah Boston, she'll get scrutinized, and that's not fair to her, but it just comes with the territory. But when you see a workout video, they're laughing, they're having a good time, that's good. It just shows us those reports were a bunch of bogus, and that it takes time to get better, to gel as a team, and it's a process. You're going to go through ups and downs. You're going to lose games, especially when you're a rookie. You don't come in and just dominate the league. That's not realistic, and you're trying to figure things out on the fly. One of the things I love about Aliyah Boston had to say is we're going to be a great post-guard duo. And I think those two, if they continue to gel, build chemistry, go through the ups and downs of a WNBA season, whether they make the playoffs or don't make the playoffs, is only going to benefit them. Because when you're building a roster, you got to have your core pieces. 3 to 4 pieces that are going to be here for the long term. And then you build around that with role players. So now you have your cornerstone pieces in Aliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark. You build around them too. You continue to tinker with the roster. If a role player like Erica Wheeler, I think she's talented, but I don't think she's a good fit for this team. So maybe next year you move on from her and bring somebody else in. It's all about fit, and you got to try things out. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. Now, with all that being said, there was also a pickleball tournament. It was a charity fund where Caitlin Clark showed up for Erica Wheeler. And again, that's another positive thing. And Caitlin's smart to go because, one, it shows the media that, hey, I'm supporting my teammates. Also, her teammates want her around. And as long as they continue to, build out this image and show folks that, hey, we do get along and that Caitlin Clark is here to stay. We don't have issues with her. Of course, when you're losing, the media is going to have a bunch of narratives out there. And when you have this type of superstar on your team, or I should say future superstar, it's going to bring some stories you might not want to read. Because every journalist is literally studying every quote they say, every move they make, what they do on social media is being studied, what they do on the basketball court, how they respond to the media. It's ridiculous because of this one person on their team. Now, I think for the Fever, as long as they continue to get better as a team, show these videos of having fun, enjoying each other's company, will only help dispel whatever narratives are out there. Because it's really their first season with Caitlin Clark, and they're all trying to manage this. And when you start 1-8, that's really hard to deal with, especially when you have a head coach who didn't win against a team over 500 in a year and a half. And when you beat the Phoenix Mercury and then you beat the New York Liberty, literally in a week span, that's pretty impressive. Now you have to keep building off of that. So it's good that, Aliyah Boston put that on TikTok with them working out, because it's showing that, yeah, we are working out together. We're on the same page. We're having a good time. And whatever narratives are going to be out there, we don't care. We care about just one thing, getting better. And as long as they continue to communicate that message, they're going to be just fine. Are they going to go through some struggles again? Probably. It's part of the WNBA season. It's a long, long journey to get better as a team. But as long as they stay together and you build around Aliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, I cannot stress that enough. So as long as they continue to build together, whether they win or lose, obviously it feels better when you're winning games, because the media isn't making up stories about y'all. And even if they do, they look silly. But if they're losing, it's tough because now everybody's saying, oh, can this team fit together? Do they have the right role players? Is Aliyah Boston the right fit with Caitlin Clark? It's their first season. Let's relax. Let's slow down and see how this plays out. Give it 2 to 3 seasons before we even come to a conclusion that maybe they don't fit together. Caitlin Clark still needs to get better, in my opinion, at a mid-range game of, some type of where she can finish at the rim more consistently. I know she can shoot the three. She's phenomenal. She can move the rock. I love that about Caitlin, but there's some things in her game she can get better at, and Aliyah Boston as well. So that's not a knock at Caitlin. I think she's been phenomenal. But yeah, let them continue to grow and build this out and keep posting positive things. Keep showing that, yeah, Caitlin is a great teammate. We love having her around, because the media is always going to attack, and they're going to keep studying this team day in and day out. It's annoying, but when you have this type of person come into the league who's trying to build things, get more fans in, and people are paying attention, it's going to happen. So yeah, Fever will continue to get better, I think, and I know they play the Mystics tomorrow, so we'll see how that plays out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how it's working out with Fever and dealing with the media. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.